Oisha. Let me put on some music. Hello everybody, hello. Can people hear me? Can people hear me? Is my voice and the music all good at the right audio quality? Everything all good? Let me do some editing real quick. Alright. Okay, so welcome everybody. This is welcome to the UMR, the new EN units review. And I'll also be answering any questions that you guys might have. So, please just ask me any question. It doesn't even have to be about Iron Saga, just anything you want. Oh, and if you missed, and if you want to ask any question but you didn't catch the live stream, like if you're watching this in the future, you can always ask me the question in the comments or in our Discord. And if I didn't reply, just ask again so I can remember to answer your questions. So, yeah. What else? Oh, and if you're watching this later, because I know I started this one not in our usual live streaming time. So if you're watching this live stream later, everything I talked about will be timestamped in the comments and in the description. So, alright, that should be that. Alright, I need to let me show myself real quick. So, morning, Hunt. Welcome, Nagao. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome, Stone. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 6 people. Welcome. Hello. One second. Let me check my own live stream. Just make sure everything is all good. And definitely tell me if there's anything I need to change before I start. So, alright, 1 second. Alright, everything seems to be fine. Alright, yeah, sorry for the sudden quietness. Yeah, I was just checking out my own stream just to make sure everything is all good. So, alright, how many people are here now? Maybe I can talk about some news first. So, 2 people. Oof. And people just left, yeah. Yeah. And again, this is also a Q&A stream, so feel free to ask me any questions. So, alright, well, let's start with news. Let's actually go into Ian, because because my thought was just start with the guide right away, but because not many people are here at the moment, so let's just do some hold on, what is new? Honestly, not much happened. Yeah, recently not much happened because the staff, some of them got COVID and a lot of them are on break. So, but the art. And how about JP? I know JP also, JP also didn't. Not much happened, well, except for the new pilot Lolo. I'm probably gonna be making a post about this, but just there was a time where she had 6 fingers instead of 5, so that was really funny. People speculate if that is that is AI art or something like that. And of course, the new unit, I'll probably talk about it after I talk about after I talk about UMR. So. Yeah, honestly, that's about it. Yeah, not much happened. Not much happened since, the last time when I make video, right? So, yeah, if you guys ever wonder why I haven't been making, too much video, it's because, honestly, there's just not much to talk about, and plus, I wasn't feeling too well recently as well. And one of the reasons was because of Iron Saga. There's something going on in the community that's not making me too comfortable. So, yeah, I haven't been feeling too well on Iron Saga content lately. So, hold on, let me adjust my mouse. Alright. Yeah, that's the reason why I haven't been making too much content. Alright, how many people are here now? It's only 1 people? Oh, 6 people. Alright, you know what? Let's just start. Yeah, let's just start. So, UMR. For me watching. Thank you guys all so much for coming though. Yeah. So, let's start. So UMR. What's it called? One of the biggest comments and questions I heard about, especially in the reviews, right? Is this unit good, or this unit doesn't seem to be good, or they got it on the JP account and they kind of regret it. But I think a big part of it is honestly the game's fault, because the game doesn't really tell you what exactly like all of the stats and what everything does, so making people think that this is not as good as the monsters such as such as Beta Legend, Himiko, or some other ones. But UMR is honestly not too bad if you know what's going on. So yeah, if you know what's going on and some of its attack, as well as some of the effects, some of the status effect it does, it is a pretty formidable unit, probably a very very annoying unit to go against in arena nowadays, especially nowadays. So and before I actually get into UMR, I need to show you guys something that that I guess something that you need to know for UMR before you start using it. So if you go into the Academy tab in the if you go into the Academy tab here, you click in and you click here to buff and debuff. You go to debuff, and two of the things that you do want to know is stun and confusion right here. So stun stagger mecha, causing the mecha to be immobile for a period of time. Confusion makes the mecha stuck in a vortex rotation, causing the mecha to go wild. That doesn't really make any sense, but just know that it's pretty much just like a stun. It doesn't really the mecha will be immobilized, as well as it will just be spinning around like crazy. So stuck in a vortex rotation, and it is not able to attack or do anything when it is in that state. So these two effects are the one that you really want to mainly know about before you get into UMR, because these, or honestly not much of stun, because stun happens with most units have stuns, but confusion is what really what UMR really applies to you in the arena, which is pretty which is a pretty powerful status effect. So, alright, so let's get into UMR. Let's start with the basic info. Basic info, not too much different. Honestly, pretty basic. Drifter. Actually, it is on the lighter side. So that means if it's fighting against a unit that is a bit heavier, or if it's got attack, there's a higher chance for it to being knocked down or being pushed around instead of heavier units. So that is kind of a downside. But overall, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's go into the chassis. Chassis is one that really makes it interesting. Oh, hello, welcome, IOLs, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I know I started in a different time than what people are used to, but just because my class is starting next week, so I have to kind of do it, and plus I'm testing out if people will come during this time as well. So yeah, I apologize for the time. Yeah. So anyway, alright, let's go into the chassis. So first chassis, honestly, I don't know why they like to make the chassis effect so long now, especially kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh effect. But just know, I think I can put it in a similar term. So basically, whenever it took damage, once every second that took damage, it will teleport the damage. So basically, if enemy attacks it, then the enemy will be teleported into a random position in the battlefield, which can be pretty powerful, especially against I'm pretty sure most people will think that this will be detrimental to range units, because if you teleport the range unit to somewhere else where it is closer to danger, then it will not be good and it will be killed easily. But I think this affects melee units much more compared to it does to range unit, because when they teleport range units, a lot of the time the range unit will still be shooting at or aiming at your mark. Because so let's get into this. Yeah, let's see this in full effect. So let's see you see how this links are still shooting at UMR even though it got teleported. So this is what makes it affect more on melee units compared to range unit, because when usually melee unit require you to be usually melee unit require them to be very close up to the enemy or very close up to UMR. But so when it so when it does, so basically when melee unit does try to melee UMR and it gets teleported away to somewhere far away, then that means it couldn't be doing more damage to UMR, especially if the attack is something that will do massive damage. Like if it attack UMR is very light, so it gets stunned, but then the unit gets teleported away and UMR is free from danger. So that's what makes it so powerful as well. and of course it can put a range unit into a dangerous position, but it's just kind of like an add-on. But I guess I'm pretty sure you guys know what it means. And to compensate, but to compensate on this, range thing, where range unit will still be aiming at it, even though it can teleport it. You have the second effect of the first chassis effect. That is, create a ghost in the opposite direction every 1 second to distract enemies' aim. This thing perfectly, I guess, sync up with the activation times. So just making it more likely for the range unit to target to miss UMR when it gets teleported, because it'll be shooting at UMR, and when it does teleport, it'll be shooting at the clone instead of UMR. So honestly, personally, I think they just couldn't program to that where the aiming will be off UMR when it gets teleported. Therefore, they added the second effect to create a ghost, opposite in one direction. But I think it does also make sense on UMR's stats, because UMR is kind of ghostly as well. So Kay, welcome Kay, welcome Kay. Ikawa, welcome, thank you so much for coming. Reminder, this is also a Q&A stream, so feel free to ask me any questions. Alright, so now for its quote-unquote OP effect. So and pretty similar to At and Tawilu's second chassis, is they all active when the HP drop below 1/3. So when HP drop below 1/3, basically awaken one of the stages, and for the rest of that battle, whenever UMR uses its action, its target will just like what I said, it will lose control, and it will also lifesteal the target's HP as well as action cooldowns at the end of action. So not at the beginning. The beginning will only make it lose control, but at the end of it, it will it will lifesteal, and it will also do the action cooldown at the end. This is a bit confusing because it doesn't really say, because it sounds pretty powerful, but it doesn't really say what exactly, like how much HP did it steal, how much action cooldown did it steal, like is it only 1% or something like that, which could be a possibility, but based on what people have, I guess, analyzed, as well as going to the stats, that basically it will lose control for about, I think, 0.5 or not 0. Either 0.7 second or more on the losing control part, and what this really does is it makes whatever action that is gonna be doing have a higher chance of hitting that target, because that target will have pretty much no defensive ability, unless it has some evasive action that triggers by the chassis or by the parts. But aside from that, it's pretty helpless, and of course at the end of the action, it also steal a portion of the target's HP, and it doesn't really say how much it is. But it is pretty clever. It does it will continuously steal the enemy's HP 4 times, and each time it does, it will steal a total of 2% of the enemy's HP. So, and I like that it is 2%, because I don't know if it will ignore firm steal. Oh, hello, hold on, Tuyet. Welcome to you, welcome. But yeah, it will steal so it will continuously steal HP 4 times, and every time it does, it will steal 2% of HP. So in total, it will heal 8% of the HP from the target, as well as healing UMR that amount of HP. I don't know if it's 8% of the HP for UMR, or it will steal the amount that it steals. So but anyway, it is a really powerful move, because it guarantees 8% of the enemy's HP. So it's extremely scary. Okay, it's very scary. And the thing is, this thing doesn't have a cooldown. This thing happens every time UMR does an action. So that means if it evades, if it even evades 2 times, then it will steal 60% from the target. It's absolutely scary. So it's like, but it does also compensate onto UMR's action, and which I'll get into later, because a lot of UMR action are not the best, to say the least. They are not the best, or some of its basic action are not the best. But combined with this chassis, with this second chassis, it really makes all these actions broken, because some of these actions have very low cooldowns, and if everything that it does, or if you ever wonder why your UMR are doing a lot of damage, it might be because of this, because you know, you can't really immune to that. Oh, and I forgot to say, I forgot to say, this lose control this lose control is also the confusion that I talked about earlier, and there's a lot of parts that will negate the effect of confusion on your units. So yeah, there's a lot of that. So there's a lot of parts, pets, and pilot skills that immunes, that are 100% immune to confusions. But UMR's confusion, it ignores the immune confusion. Yeah, its confusion immunes the confusion immunity. Doesn't that sound confusing? Doesn't that sound confusing? So it's kind of like, and I don't really like it where, you know, where something said, oh, you know, you are 100% immune to confusion, but there's something that ignores that immunity. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of dumb. But the thing is, it does makes UMR's some of its ability easier to connect. So, but yeah, I didn't really wish it does say that, you know, yeah, you know, this, and so, well, first of all, I really hope it actually said it does confusion, because no one know it does confusion. It just said the target lose control. What does that mean? There's no lose control, you know, debuff effect in the academy. No one know what lose control means. Lose control, that for people might just mean that, oh, it doesn't, you know, it couldn't control anymore. But in fact, it is the confusion debuff effect. So I really wish it does add that, as well as saying that, oh, it will immune to immunity. So immune to immunity. I just sound so dumb. And for the action cooldown, it's also really great. I think it's still about 0.7 second of the cooldown on the enemies, which it might not sound as if it is a lot, but in this meta where every second counts, like even if you can shave just a little bit of time on your action activation, can make a huge difference in can make a huge difference in a battle. Especially when you combine this with UMR, where the more action UMR does, the more of his second gesture will activate. And by using this action, it will also speed up its own action, because I feel never mind. Because it just anything that decreases action cooldown on the enemies are pretty powerful in today's meta. So Hydra, wait, what about Hydra? Seven is kind of suicidal nowadays. Need less than 1/3 HP to activate. How does you survive? Yes, which I'll get into later as well. Yes, because see, this is what makes it quote unquote good. Because yeah, see, that's it is quote unquote good, because this thing will only activate when its HP are dropped at 1/3 HP, which when your unit are at 1/3 HP, that probably means you're kind of dying from something. Like whatever killing you are clearly doing a good job on killing you to make your HP drop below 1/3%. So sure, it might make a difference against that one unit, but I feel like most of the time when your HP are getting that low, your team are also not doing too well as well. So because a lot of time it might be because your UMR are getting gained up by multiple units, where it is the last guy surviving, and when that happens, UMR really doesn't do much. So it's a bit of a shame that it does activate only at 1/3. It's just such a good ability. I mean, which it also makes sense, you know. It is a really good ability, so it does need some cost. However, you know, come on, makes it like, you know, 2/3, right? 2/3 will be, you know, 2/3 will probably be fine, but 1/3, that might be too late. Yeah, might be too little, too late. Yeah, it's pretty good for PvP. Because I've been holding back up rolling at it. Because I got like 17k diamond and 80 vouchers. Okay, so wait until I finish. Wait until I finish. Wait until I finish, I guess, reviewing UMR. Then maybe you can decide, because this unit is very because you know there's a lot of things to consider. Is there any future unit you want? Because I believe I believe one of the best unit or another great unit that might be coming to Ian soon would be you know, Zhonghu. And if it comes, then I will much rather you roll Zhonghu instead, because I think this is very soon. Yeah, it's like and we have beta legend, so yeah, there's a lot of factors going into this. So maybe after you know, and maybe after, which I'll probably get into Zhonghu as well, just to see if you want to save for this unit or not, or any future units or not. So yeah, I'll get into all of that. So yeah. Where am I? So that's the chassis. The second chassis is great, but sadly needs 1/3 HP. When that happens, it probably got too late. But that also means that you almost need, or you don't need it, but it's better if you have skills that can make you revive. Yeah, any revive skills that, such as Death Struggle, or such as like just a general revive, like say Shino. Yeah, Shino. I mean, it's not really that good in my opinion, but Shino, you know, make you revive. Or you can have let's say, what's her name? Matilda? Because I think Matilda also have a skill that can make you turn invisible as well as heal when you're at a certain amount of HP. So yeah, let me get into that. So skills like these. Where's Matilda? There you go, Matilda. So if you go to Matilda, yeah, enter stealth for 3 seconds, and when HP is lower than 35%. Actually, I don't know if 35% is 1/3 HP. I think it. I don't think it is, but just an example, right? Something like this, maybe a bit lower HP than this will be better. But either a revive or a skill that can make you do something, that can make you heal or make you do something when you're at low HP. Those are what I would suggest you put on for UMR, for any build of UMR. Falling better by better me. Yeah, honestly, yeah. That's kind of a shame because I love Towerly, and when it came out I was hoping to get something similar. Oh, okay, I do have to say, after I talk about this, like I talk about it now, this unit pretty much copied, I mean, well, yeah, a lot of things are quote-unquote copy. I mean, it's different, you know, it's still different, but some of the action animation are pretty similar to Towerless, so. But yeah, honestly, just like 2 said, you know, there will be better units coming after this, so, yeah. So, yeah, so it really depends on if you like this units or not. Yeah, if you like this unit. If you like this units or not. Because personally, I will roll for UMR instead of Hongwu because I like UMR's design much more. Plus, it has the longest cut-in of, you know, every action. So, not too bad. But yeah, okay, so that's its chassis, and now going to its weaponry. First weapon is a sword type melee. I don't even want to pronounce what it says, but because its first weapon is sword type melee, that means you can pair with charge or not. I think it's charge blade to increase your bullet, or to just increase the damage, or just having a sword type melee can make you equip parts that require a sword type melee. So overall it's a good thing having a sword type melee. Second one, Dimensional Rose. What this thing does is similar to, so this might be a bit old, but if you ever use Arthros before, so if you ever use where is it? Yeah, if you ever use well, that's a long time ago. Yeah, if you ever use Astaroth, it's pretty similar to its drone shield, where it's basically two orbs surrounding UMR, and it will reflect pretty much most bullet that it will reflect pretty much most bullet that shoots at it. It's not too bad because, you know, it's not too bad because not because it can like repellability, is because when it does use it is invincible, and also it's like, how do you say, it also have a pretty fast cooldown, so it can just pretty much spend more invincibility, and at this day and age, pretty much any invincibility is good. Is how most units survive nowadays, just like, you know, Solar Aquarian. Yeah, so personally, I see this as just like a iframe kind of, or just extra iframe, and of course as well as just blocking some ranginess. But the thing is, if something like Dankoga blasts it, it probably gonna ignore it. So yeah, so this is the reason why I think this way. So then overall it's not too bad because it have invincibility. I think at least. I actually don't know because it might have been changed, but definitely double check. Yeah, double check. As far as I know, everything he does are invincible, at least at the start of it. So yeah. Oh, and the invincibility doesn't last when it is when it have the shield. The invincibility only happens for a split second when it is activating that skill. Yeah, when it's only activating, or when at the animation when it is activating the shield. So a very short amount of time. Oh, welcome, Korean, the Korean player. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I don't know what he said. So hold on. Let me actually copy what I said. Oh, Sporting Wheel, welcome. Thank you guys all so much for coming. Oh my god. Hold on. Yeah. Let me just see what I said. Did you learn Korean? Oh, I didn't learn Korean. I just kind of like titled it. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't learn Korean. I just titled Korean because they're a Korean player as well. So, yeah. I wish I know Korean though. Yeah, because there are a Korean server. Yeah, welcome. Anyway, okay, so now for the third or also the fourth, because they are the same weapon, they can also be dual wielded if you do want to put the wheel part, but there's no real point. So what this does is it basically lays a missile or I use a translator though. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, sorry, I don't know Korean, but I definitely want to learn it. So what this does is it basically a missile that homes onto the enemies. And I believe this missile also count as mines. Yeah, so it also counts as a mine. Overall it does good damage. Like it might not seem as too much, but if this thing, which if this thing is being used a lot with, for example, with this action. Yeah, if this unit is being used a lot like these, it can do a lot of damage. So yeah, so I think overall combination. So we're gonna see it right away. It does 700 or the 700 plus 200 or 100 times 7 plus 200. So that's about like 1000 damage. And when it does being used by this action, it shoots about like 5 of them. So in total it does like 9000 damage, I believe. So yeah, but overall it's not too bad of a move, mainly because first of all, when it uses it, it's invincible, and also it does have some potential CC effects that can apply onto the enemy. It's not too much, and a lot of chances it might be immune by its skills, but because the chance is there, and because you don't need to worry about it not hitting, that is not a bad move to have. So yeah, not too bad, and also it's pretty quick, so it doesn't really affect its action moving, so it doesn't really affect its second chances for activating. So overall, not bad. That's it. So now to this fifth weapon, Beak of the Stars. This is the weapon that I have a lot of, I guess, discussion on, because a lot of people only want to get UMR to 7-star and not upgrade the weapons, and they are asking, do you want to skip the weapon? Like, should I skip the Beak of the Star? Because all it does is it shoots out some swords, right? There are more to this. Yeah, there are actually more to this weapon. So overall, this weapon does okay damage, and it's pretty similar to Gawain's sword. If not, that's pretty much the same. It does pretty good damage, as you can see. Max damage 7,000. It does good damage. But one of the biggest thing about this, one of the biggest thing, or at least in my opinion, is that when it uses it, it will increase its attack by 30%. So, and honestly, yeah. See, whenever you use it, it will have this little yellow effect around it. When that happens, see, this is the thing. Why doesn't it say it? Because no one knows what this thing really does or the value of this thing, because no one know that it actually gives the 30% attack increase. It gives only a tiny little of time as it's immediately gone. And another thing about this is another dumb thing about this is that this weapon actually doesn't get buffed by the buff, because the sword gets shoots out before the buff is applied. Therefore, the sword actually didn't get the 30% buff. So this buff are supposed to be buffing whatever comes after. And as you can see, nothing comes after it, right? Nothing really comes after, or nothing can come after its that move. So what is it supposed to be doing? What is it supposed to be doing? And the answer is when it uses its ult. It's very powerful ult. And it will immediately uses its sword. So, at least in my opinion, based on what is shown, the reason why it gives a 30% buff are to increase its very, very powerful XO even more. See again, by 30%. This XO is probably one of the best. 30%, yeah, 30%. 10% are the damage, or 10% are the, I believe, 10% are the damage that the XO deal to the whole. Actually, I don't know, but yeah, 30%. Yeah, it increased the damage by 30%. At least based on the data mined by the on the wiki page. But I believe it was 30%. Yeah, it was 30%. But the thing is, the 10% might be something else. Yeah, because there's a lot of thing that it does. Also increase it by 10%, like increase attack by 10% or increase its damage by 10%. So yeah, there's a lot of things that it does that does 10%. So yeah, it might be a bit confusing. But based on what I read, this move does increase attack temporarily by 30%. And this is the benefit of it. So if you are wondering if you want to upgrade, to 8-star for a weapon or not, just know, do you want it to do, or do you want its XL to do even more damage, right? If you want its XL to do even more damage, then of course you might want to have the weapons. But if not, it can be a skip, because more damage in the meta where there's tons of firm steel, it doesn't really add on to anything. So I personally think it's still skippable, but it might give you a more value, or if you do get it, or if you do get it to 8-star and you kind of regretted it because the weapon you think is trash, you can now feel a little bit better because it does make your XR even better. So just kind of like a little how do you say it? Like just a more just make you feel better if you roll more UMR, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, but that's that. And lastly, you have two fist weapon fist melee that is Paws of the Star. And a lot of people might think that, oh, you have the fist, so can it be used with Energy Claw? So Energy Claw, where is it? So maybe it can be used as Energy Claw, because Energy Claw are usually pretty good in PvP. However, Energy Claw might not be the best option for UMR, mainly because UMR, how do you say? Yeah, UMR, how do you say? UMR, it's, which I'll get into it. It doesn't do too much melee attacks, I guess. It doesn't do, or its main damage doesn't come from melee attack, and this usually benefit more on, unit doing a lot more hits on the enemies instead of doing more damage. And since UMR doesn't do too much hits, it still does a lot of hits, but not as much, in my opinion, compared to some other units, especially for its basic melees. But first of all, it doesn't do as much, multi-hits, as well as most of its damage doesn't come from, or its multi-hit damage, a lot of them doesn't come from melee, instead come from something else. So, morning, Jerry, morning, Lim, Jimmy. Owlin will be good for this mech. Wow, who's Owlin again? Let me finish. I'm just gonna search it up. So hold on. Iron Saga Owlin. Oh, Owlin. I think Owlin might do more damage because with his action, but I don't think he will be like a, or I think he can do good damage with it if you want to do it in PvE. But in PvP, you still want to make it more survival. Like, you want to have a unit that can make it survive, as well as just stack survivability, for its second chances. So that's, in my opinion, what might be best for PvP. But in PvE, maybe you can try Outland. It might do a lot of damage. So, which is better, Beta Legend or UMR? UMR. Yeah, UMR for PvP is better. PvE, you can go for Beta Legend. Yeah, Beta Legend is stronger in PvE compared to UMR. But UMR is a strict PvP mecha, I think. Yeah. Or not a strict PvP mecha, but honestly pretty strict. Like 9 out of 10 PvP mecha, so yeah. Hello, Lauritz. Hello, welcome. Alright, so that's its paw. So again, it have this, so it can pair with, parts that does include fist melee, but just know that usually with fist weapon you think of claw, but claw might not be the best parts to put on your mark. So, yeah. So now let's get into its unique abilities, which a lot of them are, how do you say, basic is the only thing. Yeah, it's basic, and a lot of them are kind of similar to Taoides as well. And it's probably have the most pathetic combo attack ever. So, every unit have their, usual combo attacks, right? Like this one. It's pretty pathetic in my opinion. See, the thing is, a lot of time it might still miss the enemy despite being very, very close to the enemy. Based on the wiki, it also does some, some debuffs, or it can apply some debuff, but I don't really see it. This stun, but every other, combo also does that, but there are chances that this melee can miss the unit in front of it, and kind of just not doing anything to it, and just kind of like just standing there, just doing nothing, as if there's a wall between them. So, personally, I think this is a bit pathetic, so maybe if you do want to make it, yeah, see that? What was that? It kind of pushes it a little bit, and then doesn't do anything. So, a bit pathetic in my opinion. However, all these more pathetic moves become pretty powerful when it activates its second chassis. So, when it activates its second chassis, then it doesn't really matter how bad, the action is. As long as it uses it, it's something good. So, yeah, see, when it does activate it, see, now whenever he uses action, it will confuse it. It will also why did it just knock himself? So yeah, overall, kind of not really not the best combo, but combined with its chances, it can still do work, and also it's still tripping by himself a lot. See, what was that? Come on, man. Anyway, okay, so that is combo. Alright, so now for the second one, it's counter or it's grab. It's actually it's a pretty flashy move. Yeah, it's probably one of the most flashy combo I've seen. It's pretty similar to Vasako Awakens counter. And what do you think that? Oh, not this one, my bad. So Elite of the Star. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, when it gets hits, of course, it is invincible. And it basically pretty much when it gets hits, it will grab onto the enemy, like it will kind of like teleports near it or by it and just grabs on it and then drags it around the map, and while dealing damage, as well as being pretty much in iframe the whole time. And when it is moving around, it will do about 5. I forgot how many hits, but when it's flying, it will be doing hits based on the time. Like I think it's either 4 or 5 times of damage, and each time does like about 400 and 500 damage. So basically, it's kind of just like that's moving around and it's just doing damage while it is in the combo. And of course, when it does grab onto the enemy, it'll also do the initial damage as well. And the damage, I believe, is equal to the damage when it's being grabbed and while it is doing the continuous damage. So, and of course, I believe, and also when it is running around, if it does hit onto enemy's unit, yeah, if it does like that this that yeah, like if the enemy does kind of like or if it hits another enemies while it is moving around, as you can see right there, it will also do the damage onto the enemy, and it will do 100% knockdown. I don't know if that knockdown is immune, can be immune via anti-knockdowns, but based on the data minings, it does 100% knockdown. But because it doesn't say 100, it doesn't say it immune to anti-knockdowns, so I think it can still be that immune. However, just know that if when it's dragging the enemies around, if it hits another unit, it can knock down that enemy units, plus doing some more damage onto the enemy as well. So overall, not a bad counter at all. Not a bad counter at all. And yeah, there's not really much downside to it except when it was just released. Yeah, when this when UMR just released, its grab was not a force grab. Now it's a force grab, so now you can just grab wherever you want. But before then, before then it couldn't be, like, couldn't force grab, making it kind of sucks. Cause you know, any grab that isn't a force grab are just a death sentence in that PvP, which is one reason why Belial Legend are not really good in than PvP, because Belial Legend doesn't have a grab that isn't a force grab. I believe it was I think it was Belial Legend, but it might be something else. But yeah, just so anything that isn't a force grab, it's sad. So I guess, yeah. But now it's a force grab, so it's good. It immunes to pretty much I think it should immune to everything except for G mode, but I'm not too sure. I guess we can you know, test it out. So yeah. So overall, great counter. So now I'm just gonna talk about its defense, evade, and movement all together. So so basically, yeah. So evasive, and defensive, and the movement. So actually, I'm gonna start with the movement first. So the movement one, usually it will immediately use it when, hold on. So yeah. So you know, I'm just gonna go by the order. So yeah, let's go by the defensive one first. So for defensive one, Dead by Labyrinth. Labyrinth basically is when it gets attacked, it will immune to the attack, as well as use this little flashy throwaway thing. So honestly, it's more of a counter than a defensive move, because you know, it does do damage. It does, as you can see, it does knock down. The ranges are pretty wide, as well as it actually does a lot of damage. I don't know how much damage it does because I didn't really look too much into it, but based on what I just saw, it does pretty. It seems to be doing pretty good damage, as well as some CC potentials. So it should be a pretty good self-defensive move, as well as, you know, when it does combine with a second chassis, it can do even more crazier, you know, things, because, you know, whenever it blocks the attack, its attacker will, you know, will be lifesteal, will be locked, as well as, you know, lose control. So overall, not too bad of a defensive move. Still pretty basic, but you know, combine it with this defensive action, it will be pretty good. So, and now for the evasive action, the evasive by the labyrinth. This one is a bit, well, that's not basic, but how do you say? It's honestly, yeah, it's just a normal evasive move. It will teleport to another location, and when it does land, it will do like they will do a little. Well, actually, I think it's, hold on. Yeah, it might be when it get hit, or when it teleport to a new location, it will do a little I guess wave. And if the enemy is around it, it will do some damage, as well as potentially some CC effect. And this is mostly powerful if you combine it with second chassis against it. It is dodging all the attack, as well as, you know, confusing the enemies, life stealing them, and stealing their action cooldown. So overall, great, good evasive move. Still pretty basic, but great combined with its second chassis. So and of course, it does have some offensive abilities, because, you know, it does do some damage too. But I mean, most evasive action now also does some evasive, some, I guess, offensive moves. So that's so again, it's not too special. And I really wish, when it does evasive skill, if it can also use its, you know, dimensional ripple, I think that would be pretty great. Because, you know, that will be like, I don't know, it also seems more fitting to do that than a little tiny wave. Because, you know, who's gonna get hit by that, right? Who's gonna be hit by that unless you're being meleeed, I guess? Yeah, if you're being meleeed, maybe. But the thing is, if you're getting meleeed and you use that evasive skill, you know, the enemy couldn't move already if you have the second chance, the second chance is active. And plus his first chances will also teleport, you know, you around, so I don't really know. Because, you know, this evasive skill will usually be only activated by, you know, ranged unit, because your ranged unit will be the one that will be constantly being attacking onto you, due to its first chances. So, yeah, but still overall not too bad. 2.5 seconds. See, 2.5 seconds of the action cooldown can be very spammable. So, alright, so now for its move. This is the move that everyone probably seen the most. It's the move where it teleports. Yeah, honestly, most drifter units have this kind of move that will teleport like onto the enemies. Why didn't it do it now? Usually it will do it right away, but for some reason it didn't do it. I don't know what AI are required for it to do this, but yeah, basically it will teleport on directly in front of the enemies, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. Because actually I couldn't really think of a bad thing, because, you know, UMR getting himself in danger might not be a bad thing, because it does require it to lower its health first in order to activate its second chassis. So that will be a plus. So, you know, getting hit will be a plus, as well as, you know, immediately doing some damage and some potential CC effect at the start of the battle. Also not really a bad thing either, as well as if you want to chase down like a range or chase down like a unit, this move is also a really good zoning tool, because it just teleport into the enemies. So yeah, overall not too bad, and especially if you combine it with second chassis, it will stun the enemies first, and it's also very fast, so it will immediately steals the enemy's health as well as take their action speed. So overall not too bad, and if you combine this move along with some, you know, if you combine that along with its other moves, then that would be pretty good. However, most of its good moves can already be activated when it is very far off the enemy, so it's not necessary. And its only close range move is its combo, which I already talked about. Its combo is kind of garbage. So yeah. See, I mean, overall, still not. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's also, I believe, it's also iframe when it does try to use it. Probably not when it lands, but when it try to use it, it is probably an iframe. So I believe everything it does is iframe except for its combo, which is another reason why the combo sucks. So so yeah. So what else? So alright, so that is its teleport move. Now let's get into its ultimate. So it's ultimate, or not ultimate, it's X-Hole. It actually doesn't have ultimate, it just straight to X-Hole, which deserving so because this XO does a lot of damage, as well as guaranteed hits, because I'm pretty sure you guys already seen it, or pretty much everyone already knows about it. Come on, use it. Why does it take so long? So, see, I mean, most people probably couldn't tell what the heck just happened, but what really happened is it will teleport randomly to different enemies' locations, or teleport around them. It will teleport, or yeah. Actually, no. I think it does teleport onto its target. It will teleport around them, similar to Act. It will teleport near a target about 5 times, and every time it do so, it will use 2 of its every time it do so, it will do 2 of its little dimensional ripples, and that's actually where most of the damage comes from. Where Ash does this while summoning clones, Yurima does it while it summons its dimensional ripples as well. Oh, and also whenever it does that, it will also teleport the enemies around. I think it teleports all enemies around. So yeah, which is more disorienting to tell what the heck is actually going on. But the good thing about the teleport, it seems like it does to all enemies, which is pretty great, because although it doesn't, stop the enemy from doing everything, it can make, meta unit loses target, as well as range unit just being in a worse position than it was before. So overall, a pretty great teleporting effect. And also, its teleporting doesn't seem to be affecting on it hitting the targets, as well as having these mines that also homing onto the enemies. Just overall great stuff. The action itself actually doesn't do too much damage, because if it hit all of the actions, it only does about 1,500 damage for each tick. But the most damage comes from its dimensional ripples. Each of them does about, as I talked about before, each of them does about about 900 damage. Yeah, but if you summon like 6 of them, then it does it does like I think based on the wiki it says like 9,000 plus something else. So when that combines to with your pilot's stats, as well as your parts, it can do some massive damage onto the enemy. And also you don't need to worry about it not hitting, because it goes right onto the enemy's face. Doesn't matter what evasive skill it have, unless it is an iframe, it couldn't really do anything about it. And usually iframe doesn't last for too long unless you're fighting against Shingeki dragons and stuff. So as long as that doesn't happen, you should be able to hit the full effect onto the enemies. So overall, amazing unit. Which again, another reason why if you see your UMR does a lot of damage, it might just be coming from these decent removes. Plus, if you do combine this with your with your second chances, it just do even more damage and even more CC effects. Let me see. Will Get Robo Collab ever come back? Yes. Shingeki Robo have a retrofit, so it shouldn't come. I think for NC come back after around like half a year. So just wait for half a year, maybe even sooner. It might come back. It might come back after half a year. So stay tuned. Which I might get into that later. If you want to see Shingeki Robo, then I will also Then also talk about it. Are you able to test Lila to see if XR came back there with her passive? Alright, yeah, I'll test that in a bit. Why UMR both stage is so tanky? Honestly, yeah, if I remember correctly, I also had a hard time dealing with UMR boss stage. My suggestion is pretty simple. Honestly, just use the top builds, cause unless you are already in late game, or even if you're in late game, there's a high chance that it's much more effective to just use the best builds, or the hardcore players. Yeah, it's much more effective to use that. It just saves you a lot more time, effort, and gems. So, yeah. Alright, so now let's get into his last move, which is probably his most signature move, the Symmetry of the Star, or Symmetry of Stars. So this is a move that probably is that's it is a lot, but it's probably the reason why it might also do the mode. I hope Grace Banner comes back. Yeah, hopefully comes soon. Yeah, Grace is a really good pilot, or Grace is a really good unit in PvE, especially. So Symmetry of the Star. It has the longest animation ever in Iron Saga, which is not too bad. Having animation of the mecha is always a good thing. Hold on. Let me get a better background. So, it is a 20-second cooldown XO. And I believe, just like, without getting too much into it, if everything hits, it does like 15,000 damage or something onto a single enemy as well, and not just the whole thing, because this is very complicated. But hold on. Let's talk about something about the Ether Division real quick. The Ether Dimension, another thing is it also can apply potential debuff and other stuff as well. And because dimensional ripples also apply slowdown debuffs, so so when it is using its Ether Dimensions, just know that it will also be applying some debuff on enemy as well. But yeah, so back to Symmetry of the Star. So if you have the weapon unlocked, when it just activates, I have Get Your Black, Get Your Saga at level 40. I'm so it's always something to go for them, and damage is pretty low. Don't worry about it because Shingeter are not really. I mean, it is known for damage, of course, but compared to other units, it is not known for damage. Shingeter are always in most if not all Getter units are always known for their survivability. So don't worry if they're not doing damage. They're not supposed, or it's not that they're not supposed to, but as long as they're tanking, then you're good. Yeah, as long as they're tanking, then you're good. So if you have the weapon for the UMR unlocked, whenever it uses its Symmetry of the Star, it first uses that and get the 30% attack increase. It'll go to the star. Of course, when it does that, everything is either invincible or untargetable. Hello, whatever. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. So it'll jump into the sky and it will kick down onto its unlucky target. So its kick is the one that does the huge amount of damage. I believe the kick does like 900 times 7. So yeah, 900. So immediately does like about 7,000 damage. It might be lower, but based on the stats, I remember it does like about 900 times 7 plus some percentage damage. Yeah, plus some percentage of damage. So yeah, just making it absolutely a broken that broken unit on whoever that it ended on. And if you combine this with its second chassis, wherever it does its kick, its target will not be able to move because it is a confusion that goes through immunity. So there's no way for its target to miss, or there's no way for UMR to miss its target, especially when its second chassis is active. So it will always do that huge amount of damage onto the enemies, and as well, and that's not just it. After they do the kick and apply all these, debuff, the confusion, the cut, as you can see, it does 50 damage on all 3 units. The cut controls, the loss controls, the stuns. After it does all of that, it will also do an explosion that does about 1,400 damage. So that's another 1,000 of damage. Right after that, there you go. That huge explosion that you saw. So that, and then if you get hit by that explosion, then you'll do not just that enemy that get kicked on. Also, the enemy around it will also be deal that damage, and it will also have the potential to apply some debuff, some slight stun and slight loss of control and potential confusion as well. And after that, and right after that, it will also either at the same time or after that, it will also do a whole like a map stun. So like the whole map will be stunned quite a lot by that by this thing, and I think it will also do like 10 times 1% of the damage. I don't really know what that means. Is this impact damage or some kind of impact damage, or it might just be taking 10% of everyone's health. But just know that pretty much the whole stage are not safe on this whenever it uses it, because it will damage the whole stage and potentially stun the whole stage, which is another benefit in team battle, because it will potentially stun the whole enemy team, making your teammate have an easier time dealing with enemies as well. So overall, it's I wouldn't say it is something very special. It's just this really powerful unit, very flashy. It's definitely unique because it has the longest action, and we don't really have too much skill that makes it jump out of the map and lands and doing this. Overall, great XO. I don't know if this have the potential of missing. For example, when it jumps down, that might trigger its evasive skill, then it will miss it. If that happens, then it might be a bit of trouble in PvP. But from what I've seen, even if you miss it, there's sort of explosion, and there's also the stage stun, the stage damage. So overall, again, not too bad, not too bad. And even if it does evade, it's still, they will still take the guarantee 8% lifesteal, from if you have the second chances unlocked. So yeah, overall great, overall pretty great. Alright, hold on. Let me see the oh, stream at this time. Yeah, my bad. Usually talk. Yeah, just in testing because I have school starting in next week. So that's why. Graduating is always 50-50 against Himiko. Same people have like 3 Himiko. 3 Gate Dragon is just so obnoxious. Also, how do you get Ultraman? Ultraman is not 9 yeah, hopefully it comes soon. Yeah, hopefully. Right, so we're trying to get Nightmare because I have Bane Legend as 7-star. Nightmare need a trophy to be good in PvP. Yeah, that's true, yeah. If you're confident you can get all 5 copies, then yeah. Pre-trophy Nightmare isn't very good. That's true, yeah. Very true, yeah. Basically what whatever said, yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you for that, for answering it for me. So. But yeah, overall, that's that. What else? So that's that's 7-star. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I think I covered everything, but I'm not too sure. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'll get into that. Yeah, if I think about it, I'll get into it. Or if you have any question about any of these, I'll try to answer it as well. So, first, if you go to the thing, a lot of people just say, I strongly regret 7-star starring this in JP way for Leviathan, sure of its code, but wish for its performance. I actually didn't comment on this because I wasn't feeling like I was gonna make a video, but I ended up still doing it. So, OP, yeah, question mark OP. Everyone comments in 23 since the first beginning of the year. Worth getting Mecha for Awakened Planets have some mechanics slightly added. It's not quite true in my opinion, but I mean it is kind of similar to that for some of its action, and it doesn't need a Awakened Planet to be good. It doesn't need a Awakened Planet to be good. So, which I will get into is built later as well. So for me, it's below Himiko. Wait for another mech. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are saying this because they don't really know what YuYuBunny does. I guess. It is not really like a. It is a pure control mecha, I guess. Yeah, it is a really control-ish mecha, with its action, and also like a DPS, strict DPS dealer as well. Well, Himiko is everything. Himiko is a complete brawler where it will just go on your face and just make you have a bad time. YuYuBunny is just, it will make you have a bad time no matter what happens, and especially if you're attacking it, then you will have a bad time. So, just probably the best CC effect. Or the best physical CC effect so far. The best CC effect still goes to Zhonghu, but I think even till now, yeah. Or for Ian, right? For Ian, I believe YuYuBunny are the best CC unit so far. There's no other unit that can do a better CC than YuYuBunny at the moment, I believe. So. I'm trying to think, is there any other unit that can do this? Maybe At. Yeah, maybe At will be the best one that can anti it. However, as we can know, as you know, At has so much counter now. At have, if you're using At, then people can just use, Hila, or people can you just, the tons of At counters out there. Well, YuYuBunny is actually one unit that is pretty uncounterable, right? Uncounterable. One was uncounterable, but it is very, very hard to counter. Because let's see, yeah, because again, you can use parts that that make your unit immune to confusions, but again, the stupid thing about these things is this confusion is immune to the immunity of confusions. So it doesn't really matter if you have full immunity or not. So. Yeah, so it's like, why am I using so much soap? My bad. Well, so it's really hard to counter. I don't know. I need to stop using soap. God damn it. I need to stop using soap. But it is really hard to counter. And see, unlike some other units such as Zen Qinglong, right? Zen Qinglong is also a very CC unit. Is very CC like a crowd control unit. However, you know, it uses thunder, and what does thunder do? Thunder can be countered by a million of things. You know, so thunder can be easily countered by if you're using, you know, if you're using units that if you're using like full immune, right? Then it doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't matter how many the electricity they have anymore. It doesn't really matter. Or if you just simply put on chains, then you know, go back to CCs. Or the most common one, you use radioactive coatings, pairing with some unit that can stack with it, making your whole team immune to CC. So like this is why Himiko, or not Himiko, this is why UMR doesn't really get counter as much, because it doesn't apply status effect that it doesn't affect the status effect that can be easily countered. And even with the one that it does counter, even the counters against the thing that it applies, which is confusion, it immunes to it. So it's kind of just dumb. And plus, another CC effect is, you know, it teleports its enemy around the map. You can't really CC against that, right? If a melee unit goes melee you can't really get immune to it not teleport you away during melee. So it is just, so this is the reason why it is probably, yeah. And even in NC, it might still be the best CC mech so far. So yeah, let me go to NC real quick. Yeah, even in NC, it might still be the best CC mecha that isn't Zhonghu. Zhonghu is way too broken. Yeah, it's way too strong. But the thing is, it's also kind of like a support as well. So it's like a support. So, and also Zhonghu is not like a physical CC one. That doesn't make you stop moving. It makes you more prone to being CC'd. It also make you steals, you know, action cooldown. So it's kind of like so it's a debuffer. There you go. It's a debuffer. It's a really strong debuffer. While UMR is still the best CC unit or best crowd control unit in NC, I believe. Based on what I'm seeing right here. I couldn't see one that is better than UMR on crowd controlling. So, alright. So I want Arham new, and I want new Arham 2 spec. Arham, yeah, Arham really, yeah. At meta, no one likes at meta. Should I believe in Getcher? Yes, yeah, that should definitely be in a Getcher. Getcher is honestly pretty useful. Yeah. Guys, should I solo wing Mecha? I've never tried thinking you'll counter by Hila. Yeah. Alright, so is there anything else on UMR? So overall, or just on UMR alone, if you like UMR and if you decide to get it, you will not regret it, I think. Or I guess some people might regret it if you don't know what they do. But if you do get it, and if you know how to do it, or if you know how to use it, then I think you won't regret on doing it. Because, you know, no one can really counter it. Or it's not no one that can counter it. It's really hard to counter. And also does good damage. And some of the damage is not like where, you know, it's actually doing good damage. A lot of them might come from his chassis where it'll guarantee do them. A lot of these guarantee damage, guarantee debuff, guarantee you know, slow down, the guarantee hit, or the easy or the, you know, the homing mines. All of these combine together, making UMR just great. Yeah, it's not a bad unit. However, that is speaking on the unit itself, that it is great. In compared to some recent unit, you know, such as, you know, Himiko, compared to say, actually I don't know, Himiko might be the only one that might be better than Umene. So, or compared to, Ad have too much counter, so that is a downside of it. Well, Umeno doesn't really have, UMR doesn't really have too much counter. So it's the plus side of it. So I would say At and UMR might be slightly the same. But At will be higher because At is just still much better. So but the thing is, I think it's a bit unfair to compare to Himiko, because Himiko is just known to be just absolutely bullshit. Because it's a brawler, and but in a team setting where there's like 4 enemies on the field, UMR might not lose to Himiko in a team setting. So but however, when you compare to the future unit such as Zongu or such as Magenta, again, just as Magenta, or Blade of or Rebellion. When you compare with the future unit that may be coming out, then it start to seem a bit not worthy. If you compare to these units, of course. But the thing is, you can say that about everyone, right? You can say that about Himiko as well. When he would just come out and Magenta just happened, they can also say, maybe you want to get just, actually Himiko can still compare, or might be super compare, but let's say Merlin or something. Like, a lot of units when you compare to the newer units are just like that, the power creep. So so that's a TLDR for UMR. So now let's get into the build. Also I will also get into how to counter UMR, because there is a way to go against it. I mean, I'm gonna talk about it now. So to go against UMR, right? So I'm gonna go into my NC. So I'm gonna go into my NC account, and I'm gonna just use the EN parts here. So actually, I think I can just use the EN parts here. So the first one, stun and confusion duration minus 75%. This skill, this one, I think one of the reasons why people use this so much is because there's UMR. I don't know if the immunity can go through it, but I do believe it can help. So if you want to go against UMR, just put on this bearing, the axe-led bearing. This one should be pretty good against UMR. It's not a counter, but it can reduce its effect. So if UMR are giving you trouble in arena, consider using the bearing. Consider using bearings, and it might help. It might help. And what else? And what else? And another thing that they can try to do is to not, to not have pets such as Big Mouth, because Big Mouth, such Big Mouth, because Big Mouth would attack enemies with the lowest HP. So you probably don't want to have pets like these, because you don't want to get UMR to go below 1/3 HP. What you want to do is you want to kill every other teammate first, and then focus on UMR. That's what you want to do. So doesn't matter how strong the second chance is, it won't be able to come back from it. That's what you want to do. So basically refrain, or so basically think twice before using the big mouth parts. So what else? And I think that is about that should be about it. I don't really see other counters for UMR aside from these. So I just try. I guess you can also put on some pets or some pilots that also reduces the duration of confusion and stun. But how do you say? But just don't put on immune, because don't put on 100% immune, because when you fully immune it, it will ignore it. So minus the duration of it, but just don't go completely immune on it yet. So just make the effect as short as possible. That should be good. As well as I guess you can say you can also use UMR to counter UMR, but that's just kind of dumb, I think. So what else? And I guess just iframe, yeah, just having a unit that spam iframe might help as well, because it doesn't do that much hits. It doesn't really have something that can constantly doing a lot of damage to you, similar to Shinken the Dragon or similar to Shingetter Saga. So if you can have a unit that does a lot of iframes, then that can help as well. As well as I guess I don't know, because it really counters. UMR really counters as melee units, because it teleports the melee units away from it doing damage to its target, which can be pretty annoying. So maybe I guess you can try. Actually, I don't know. I guess you can try putting like a range in, but I don't know. In today's meta, putting range in sometimes might be suicide. So couldn't tank Himiko. Yeah, I think everyone is talking about SGD. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, if you want, hold on. Well, if you don't pair good pilots with a red build, you can switch it since I use myself. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Alright. So now let's get into the build. So UMR build. So UMR build. Let me go on. So this is what I will usually go with for UMR, and ignore the pilot real quick, because this pilot is because Awaken. So let's put on a pilot that will work on EN. So let's put on a pilot that can work on EN. We can put on, I guess. Actually, I don't know, because usually people pair with Awakened pilots, but yeah, and now I'm kind of confused on what to use. But I'm pretty sure most units should work. Actually, I don't even know. Actually, I don't know if it will be good against with Hydra, because Hydra have this skill that they regenerate HP, making it harder to go under 1.1%. But hold on. Yeah. Let me think of a pilot that would be good, right? Let me think of a pilot that would be good. With well, first of all, most unit, I believe, a lot of people pair with support pilots, which does work, because if you want his main job to do is that's crowd control. So you basically just put on basically just making a pure control build. Yeah, basically just making a pure control build. But let me see if I can find one that is like. Games, you can find one that I will use, right? That's something that I will use. Cause hold on, I never think about this. I never think about pilot without I never think about pilot without Awaken. So who would I use? I'll put honestly, I'll put with Ashima. But the thing is, that is again that is just still a support and control unit. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, I might put it on. Yeah, honestly, I might put it with a support unit. Yeah, if I were to be in EM meta, I'll be pairing with Ashima. I'll be pairing with Mitsuki. Where's Mitsuki? Yeah, I'll be pairing with him. I'll be pairing with her. I'll be pairing with. Where's Mitsuki? I'm pairing with the oops. I mean, Moray, I'm pretty sure works as well. So, you'll probably be pairing with the support. The support pilot is what I'll be pairing with. Just to make it the pure support, while my Himiko and my Shinken the Dragon are out there tanking and doing the damage. But if I would to go with like a more survivalist pilots, then I would definitely go with something like Moray Moray or something. Because whenever it uses action, it will also turn invisible, as well as increases speed and everything. So, and of course, when it gets attacked, it will teleport behind the enemies. And because I guess if you want to make UMR something that, or you want to use UMR to. The thing is, this combo sucks. Its combo really sucks. So I really don't suggest you use this combo at all. Because again, this combo are the move that. The only move that doesn't have iframe, and it's also trash. So you know what? I don't know, man. It's so confusing. It's so hard to decide. Because see, this is what happened when UMR get hit. by like a range unit, right? And Moray teleports UMR behind the units, and it start using its garbage combos. And say everything hits, right? But it is not an iframe, so another unit can just come at it and just destroy UMR easily. So that's a business. But you know what? It should work. Yeah, it should work. Here you go. It should work. Yeah, Moray should work. But so let's say this build, right? Let's say this build. This is what I'll go with. So and let me put on the thing, the must-have right here. So where is it? Death Struggle, garbage combo. Yeah, see, it's combo. If only it's combo. Its combo is the most pathetic one that I have seen. I think it might be the same one as Taoru's. I don't know what I give. Yeah, I don't know what I said about Taoru, but its combo is so bad. It's like, hold on, the reason why your UMR might die is because of the combo. Because its combo is so long, so tedious, so hard to hit. Yeah, it's wait, why I don't have Awakened Pilot or it's not updated? Hold on, it's not okay. Awakened Pilot should be coming to EN soon or sooner or later. Because look at this say, Awakened Pilot will be coming after Felicia. So hopefully, hopefully it will come soon. So there you go. BRB gonna eat breakfast. Yeah, take your time. Came out at the wrong time. Well, hold on. I don't know. UMR, cause the thing is the mid. I don't know. See, I don't know the meta right now in EN, but I believe it's more, melee, right? Because this is more melee. That means it should still be working, because UMR can screw with melee units pretty hard. I mean, doesn't really cancel it, because when I was fighting against it, I can still use full melee units, or use full melee team and still win. It can be very annoying to deal with. Yeah. So alright. So anyway, let's start with its core. So for its core, it suggests using transition core. I don't really like it because melee damage. A lot of it is that this attack is melee. But I don't know. It's much better. Like how do you say? Why would you use anything that isn't just purely adding action reduction when you have such a good second chassis, right? When you have such a good second chassis that basically, see, its second chassis doesn't have any cooldown. So why don't you? So the way to do this is to have it spam its action as much as possible. So I don't see another reason to use a core. I don't see another reason to use any other core compared to hydraulics. So hydraulic is always the one that I would suggest more. But and plus it's much cheaper than getting a transition core as well. So if you're new, just put on hydraulic. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter what stage you're at. The hydraulic should still be better. And let's go into hold on. This is not hold on. I need to hold on. Let me put on this first. So yeah, so that is that. What else? And I do see people use this one, the superhuman one, as well as Majin Corp for PvE. I personally won't use this in PvE unless you're like trying to clear like a very hard normal stage. And even then, hydraulic might still be better because you're still spamming action, and its action by default already does tons of damage. So there's no real reason to how do you say, there's no real reason to make it do more damage, because not UMR's drop. It's just not UMR's drop. So yeah, that's about it. Just use hydraulic, it will not go wrong. I mean, of course, a lot of people might use different ones. Some might be better in different metas, but for now, I just think this might be better. But just how do you say? But yeah, so if you see someone using other cord, don't say like, oh, don't use that cord. It's just my preference, right? My preference is to use its is to use hydraulic to spam as many action as possible for it to trigger its second chassis. But the thing is, people who use different core might be because it can already be spamming actions even without that hydraulics. So that may be a reason. So don't go out there saying that don't use hydraulic, or calling people who use hydraulic wrong, or calling people who doesn't use hydraulic wrong. So so that's the core. Grace UMR as should be OPT. Now a lot of people use Hila and Blade as SCG. Any good future mecha, can they be used with only 5 stars? Yes. I'll get into that later after I discuss about what units come. It might be a while though. Yeah, it might be a while, but just there is. Yeah. Hongwu will be one, but it's probably not good at or not Hongwu. Zhonghu might be one, but I don't think it's good at 5 star. So yeah. A lot of them I believe does need more than 5 star to be good. But if you're talking about better than UMR, yes, there are quote unquote better units. So. But they can say that, but they can say that about that any other mecha. So that's its core. And for its parts, or for its bullets, I highly suggest using absorb shell. Yeah, because as I talked about before, you can use the claw, and it might fix its garbage combo. It's that is normal attack. It might fix it, but in PvP, I think the edge. If you want to have an edge, absorb shell might still be better, because again, most of this it doesn't do too much multi hits, and a lot of multi hits might not be coming from its melee attack. Say its second XO, right? Its second XO, how do you say? Its second XO, just doesn't do. I think it only does 5 melee hits, if not 10. How is it gonna, heal too much? And most of the damage comes from its, comes from its dimensional ripper anyway. So there's no reason to really use claw when you can use absorb shell, where the damage that you deal will be healed back to Himiko. So I think that's much better that way. So and as well, and a lot of people will also be using charge blade. Charge blade is the one that if you want to go with just pure damage build, which is not a bad build as well, because UMR does do a lot of damage. So UMR sad face garbage combos. I mean, see, it's cool, but I really wish it just have a better combo, man. You have a little stick and stuff. Why don't you just poke with it? Why don't you just use your 1,000 of swords and just what does it do anyway? I'll get into that later. So, but yeah, what's it called? But charge rate is one. If you want to do more damage, charge rate is better. And as I said before, most of his actions, it's fine to have, or it's fine to, I guess, make it do use his bullets, because a lot of them are not too slow for it to use another action, and plus a lot of them, if not all of them, have untargetables. Have untargetables. So overall, it's not too bad. But I would still use absorb shell. Just have a way to regenerate your health back, especially if your health got lower than 1/3 HP. And if you want to get back your health quickly, then you can use this to have more. Like, imagine to have more time in the awakened stage of the UMR. So. Alright, so now for the support. For the support, it really depends. A lot of people go for chest stabilizers. A lot of people go for emergency detach. In today's meta, emergency detach might be a better choice, because you want UMR to stay alive for as long as possible for its effect, because it does benefit the whole team when the whole enemy team are teleporting around. So and plus UMR are applying the CC effect as well as the controls and the debuff. So overall, I think it's still better to have emergency detach on, just so you don't that. Oh, let me see. Alright, so in 1v1 UMR can win against Bunny's unyielding passive or anything that makes it live longer. Yeah, for sure, yes. Since I'm not able to reach Awakened Pilot's feature, I tried Becca's as starter and use on 7-star UMR. It should be fun. Honestly, Becca's shouldn't be too bad on it. If you don't have any other pilots, I'm pretty sure you have some better starter pilots that can put on it, but Becca's, I mean, yeah, cause yeah, you have unyielding, you have unyielding, so it should be fine. You have unyielding, then yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, just like you said, yeah, nice. Yeah. Alright, so now to his armor. There isn't, there's not too much question to ask, just firm steel. What other armor are you gonna go for? There's no armor that exists that can be used anymore in PvP, so yeah, firm steel. For the coatings, you can go for tilted armor, but now this is start getting iffy because a lot of people use different kind of coatings depending on the meta, right? Depending on the meta. Personally, I would actually go for radioactive. I personally will go for radioactive because you will be probably fighting against pilots such as you'll be probably going against units such as say Qinglong, right? Zhen Qinglong will be one very tough one to deal with, as well as if they're using any other elemental control, elemental control ones, if they're using those, it might be I'll go with radioactive one. But if they're not, if no one is using the elemental ones, then I might go with I might go back to the good old tilted armor. But honestly, honestly, I don't know. Tilted armor, radioactive. I think I've seen some people also be using the liquidated armor. Personally, I don't really like using this, I guess, because it's only lasts 20 seconds, and usually the battle with UMR probably lasts more than 20 seconds. So yeah, not a fan of this plate. Yeah, not too much of fun. You might as well put on anti-corrosive armor, just so you don't get showbreak more. So yeah, tilted, tilted or radioactive is what I'll go with. So hello Turo, hello, welcome. What else? And yeah, or even just this the all type one. And for the pet, I go with the GA29, and the reason why I do that is because I'm not using treasure stabilizers, and if you're not using treasure stabilizer, you probably need a GA21. It's because again, knockdown is still probably it's still extremely punishing into this meta, so you always want a safety measure to prevent you from being knocked down. So since you are using emergency detach, you probably want a GA21. But given that you are not using emergency detach, you can obviously put on treasure stabilizers. Then you can put on something like crab, or you can put on some other more PvP units. So for example, if you want to put on GM01, right? GM01, then you can switch out from Steel to Pizza or something. But I mean, it's not really worth it, because I don't know, man. I don't know, because it does make your counter goes faster, so you can use more counters, and in turn you can use more chances effect. So it might not be too bad. But you can test it out yourself. But personally, I think it's sort of best to put on GA29 as well as emergency detach, just for extra safety measure in case if your UMR are gonna die. And now for the co-pilot skill, honestly, there isn't much. How to say? there isn't much, or not there isn't much choice, but they are the best option in my opinion. Anything that is revived, for example, Death Struggle by Kalas or Crow's the Death Struggles. These are, or what's it called? Oh my god, why can't I talk anymore? I've been talking for so long. But yeah, Death Struggles, because they are technically a revive, and it can give you, like, basically, say your mark got one-shotted somehow, right? It got one-shotted somehow, but then it revived to full health, and when it revived to full health, it still have its second chance activated, then your opponents will have a really, really bad time. Now it's gonna be confused, be confused and be locked. So yeah, revive is almost a need for the co-pilot skill, that the Death Struggle. I also see people using healing skill, which is also pretty good, because you have more consistency, where if your unit goes down to, like, or if your Himiko, if your UMR goes to low HP, activate its effect, but die too fast. If you have some healing effects or some or just some sustainable skills, then you can get his health back. But overall, Death Struggle are still the best. Yeah, Death Struggle is still the best for UMR, in my opinion, just for the second chassis. So, it also highlights how strong the second chassis is. So yeah, so this is what I'll go with. Again, I don't know what I will go with for without Wiccan pilots, but probably some unit like Moray, some unit some pilots like Hydra, some units like honestly, just some general pilots. Yeah, some general pilots. However, I personally will still be using it on Ashima or something like that. Just Ashima, just for the extra debuff and buff. Or support pilot. Any support pilot should work on it, or any PvP specific support pilot should work on it, such as Ashima, as I talked about before, as well as let's say Nana as well. Nana will also be a good one, especially Nana can be paired with radioactive armor for your team to be immune to most status effect in the game. So, and just make sure to put on Death Struggle, and you're golden. Oh, actually, one reason why you might not want to put on Ashima is because, does Ashima have a defense slot? Never mind. Yeah, Ashima does have a defense slot. That means you can put on a Death Struggle for it to work. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, however, if you're watching this in the future, you can put on some. You can put on the good old Wiccan pilots. The Wiccan pilots. So, because Awaken, it's honestly just broken. Because, Becca Wiccan itself have a revive, so there's a chance for it. So basically, it have double revive now. Or I think, I'm not sure if it stacks, but if it doesn't stack, then you can put it, then you can put it with some other, more healing or more sustainable pilots. But, if it does stack, then your UMR will just be doing a lot of damage to to the enemies. It will just make the enemy team very, very annoying by teleporting around, because with the second chassis active, your UMR are just even harder to kill with the amount of lifesteal, and also it will be even harder for your enemy team to move because of the controls. So, but yeah, that's because it's mostly for general sustainability build. But you can always go for more offensive builds, such as if you can pair with Shino. I think if you can pair with Shino Awaken, where is it? Shino Awaken. Yeah, if you pair with Shino Awaken, you can make it do more actions, right? You can make it do more actions, but actually, never mind. It doesn't have a defensive slot, so maybe not Shino. Yeah, because you want a defensive slot for the Death Struggle. So yeah, not Shino. I kind of see why people doesn't really. Actually, I don't know what people use for UMR nowadays. But I think Shino will still work. You just need to have a co-pilot that can do sustainabilities. I believe Karo. Yeah, there you go. Karo Awaken. Yeah, Karo Awaken. If you have Karo Awaken maxed her last skill will be, her last skill when your HP are at, or when her HP are at 30%, she will go into, I think, that was a called. She'll go against, so for 5 seconds she will immune to all damage, and forever, and forever gets 20% all type absorb, as well as 80% immunity for most status effect, and also immune to knockdowns. Broken effect, absolutely broken effect. So perfect a perfect pilot for Carl. Carl doesn't have a defense, but doesn't really need it anymore because again, Carl already have a quote-unquote revive thing. It's not a revive, but it does make it pretty much can get his HP back pretty quickly. So and you can put on just some healing. Like it doesn't really be too special. That can just be love from that for the support, just even more support for the team, or it can put on some other more healing things. So yeah, overall, Carl Awaken probably the best pilot for what's called for UMR. So I don't know what people use the co-pilot for, but should be something that heals or something that also improve on its survivability. So, I mentioned 7-star. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. How to level up faster? I just finished the main story. Collab. Do collab stories. Yeah, just farm collab and you can get a lot of XP. Yeah, just farm collab. Collab should be the one that gives you the most XP. So yeah. And sorry for answering your question so late. I was talking about that thing. Yeah. Just collab stage, or that's what most people will tell you is a collab stage. You can also do combat simulation, just looting them, but it's really a waste because if you're doing collab, you're also you're actually doing something, right? You're actually getting something. You're getting the gold, you're getting everything, but you don't get as much if you're doing it via combat simulation and just looting them. Yeah, not the best in my opinion. So yeah, just collab stages, event stages, anything you need to farm. So just constantly doing that thing, you eventually level up to a point where you eventually level up to max level. So that is that. That should be the build, right? I think that should be build. Again, if you have any other ideas on the build, please or if I made any mistake, please comment down below to correct it. And if you have any other ideas, definitely tell me or comment down below, or can just tag me in our Discord. But yeah, that's the build. So now let's talk about how to counter it, right? How do you counter UMR? So to counter UMR, or actually, I think I already talked about it before. Never mind. I'll just talk about it. But I guess I'll just talk about it again. Just put on this. Make sure you have this level up to the max. As well as just don't use pets like Big Mouth. So you're not attacking UMR when it's at even lower health for it to activate its stamp. So other than that, I don't really think there are other ways that they can deal with it, I guess. Wait, hold on 1 second. Let me just double check something. Yeah, 1 second. Let me just double check something real quick. Okay. Let me see. And for the co-pilots, I think, is there anything that? Yeah, there you go. And you can also put on this, I guess, because this is also minus your stun, and some other stuff. And I guess you can put on. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it to give out emergency detect just for it. So maybe not. Yeah, honestly, that's it. Again, UMR. One of the biggest upside about UMR is it's pretty hard to completely immune to it. If it is there, it is there. It will make your it'll be annoying your team. So the only thing you can do is minimize the damage, the effect that would do on you, which is using this or what is English called? Yeah, that what is English called again? It is called bearing. Yeah, the Alex bearing. Of course, there should be other counter to it. Just anything that entices. Again, anything that entices confusions or not anti it. Again, it goes through immunity. It goes through anti confusions. But the duration, the lower the duration and lower the stun duration, those will be the best to minimize the effect that UMR are having on your team. So, and of course, just iframe, I guess iframe, because UMR isn't too aggressive. A lot of things it does are comes in bursts. Like it doesn't have a consistent DPS coming at you. So since it comes in bursts, just spam iframes. So maybe when it uses powerful actions, you will be in iframe and you will be safe. So that's how to counter or how to go against UMR, I guess. Another thing I forgot to say is that its last action. So its last its last action. As talked before, it does a little wave that does that damage the whole field. And also can even knock down or can even apply some debuffs, or control effect. What it also does is, I think based on its data mining, it can also destroy all bullet on the field. So basically, if somebody is using a lot of missiles for some reason nowadays, then this UMR's kick can potentially wipe them out. It's a bit hard to do that though. It's more of like a visual effect. It's like, oh, it's so cool, it's such a good move, but it's still a good addition to have. So yeah, not too bad at all. Just something I want to add because I forgot about it. What else? Oh, and of course I talk about for the parts again. Even if you are late game, even if you're a veteran, I still suggest use top players. Yeah, whenever you press challenge, right? Wherever you press challenge, use a top player's team. Yeah, it will just save you a lot more time, stamina, and yeah, it'll just save a lot more time. You might and don't use gem to do another try. Just wait for just wait another day, and just wait another day to do it again for free. So yeah, so that's what I suggest. Again, because I'm not like a top PvE player, I couldn't provide you with the best PvE build as well. And even if I could, not many people have the ability to do that. So, this is the reason why I never really done boss builds. Because, how do you say? A lot of them. I mean, I can probably do one for Trial of Origins, but these really hard ones that are clearly designed for people to push their team to the limit. With these, it's pretty hard. Like, I can make a guy for sure, but who can do it, right? Who watches a guy have the ability to do that? You can be a while, but if you're a while at that time, you anything that you make it out can do like probably maybe 10%, and then you probably won't watch this video. You will just do it 10 times and you beat it. So yeah. So anyway, just use the best team and you're golden. Yeah. Use the best team that or use other people's team. So that should be that. Is there anything else? That might be everything for UMR. Yeah, that might be everything for UMR. And after the build, after I build it, my thoughts on it is still, it's a very unique mecha, man. It's a very unique, it's just, I don't know how to say it. It's like, if it doesn't have the HP 1/3, I can see it being pretty meta. If not, I think it still might be pretty meta right now. It's still usable. Yeah. But because it have that restriction that it needs to go under 1/3 HP, because of that, we need it takes up the co-pilot slot for you to need a revive, as well as having a pilot that needs to revive. It's kind of limiting its pilot choice, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of limiting its build choice, which might not be the best. I guess I don't know. And plus, if you're building UMR as a support, then that means your UMR might not be hit a lot. Might not be hit pay a lot most of the time for it to activate its, second chances. So, it's I don't know, man. It's if you are saving, like if you only care about getting good units, then I suggest you save for Zulong or something like that in the future, where it is guaranteed top tier. But if you like UMR and you want a CC, you want a unit that does CC and you like this flashy moveset, as long as you like it anyway, I don't think it's not too bad to roll for it. Yeah, it should definitely still stay relevant even to this day, where where we have Rebellio and some monsters like this, because even with Rebellio, right, if it melees UMR, right, then Rebellio will be teleported away, so it's not gonna, its CC effect is still there, doesn't matter how strong the enemy team is, unless they make a unit that completely counters UMR. So the only reason why it might be seen as weak by by people in ES, because they don't really know what it really does, which is the fault of the game, because it doesn't really tell you what it does. So and I guess they don't, or I guess maybe they only saw the numbers, but the thing is, the number is not too bad, right? The number is not too bad. It's just its damage come in bursts. Its damage comes in small bursts, and not like Himiko where it does a tons of damage all the time. So so maybe that turns a lot of people off, but again, its main benefit is just being a disruptor, being a annoying thing to deal with in arena. Just because if you do pay attention, right, doesn't really matter what unit hits it, it'll be teleported away, and I guess it might be pretty OP in 1v1, but even in 4v4, even in a situation of 4v4, it might be good. And also, this might be the reason why, I don't know if this is the exact reason, but this might be also the reason why people will put support pilots on it, because it doesn't really have the trouble that it will, get instantly killed by a melee that goes forward to it, because, when a melee does come for UMR, a support UMR, it'll just be teleported away. It won't really harm UMR that much. So, yeah. Then on test on UMR. Oh, that's right. Alright. How do I increase Hell and Hila survival change? My hero always so fragile. Yeah. I'm gonna test Lila on UMR, but I just want to say that, don't worry. It's, how do you say? It's not your fault, I think. Most people, that is what Hila is known for. Because if you wonder why people doesn't use Hila anymore in PvP, it's because the exact reason. So many people have your same problem that they couldn't make Hila survive, even with the tankiest unit. Like I can put on the tankiest unit ever, even with Awaken pilots. Awaken Edith. I can put on Awaken Edith, and it will still survive less well compared to some other units, and so forth. Yeah. So. Alright, so I'm gonna get into the Lila test, so yeah, just give me one second. So, where's my Lila? So, just let's say, how do you say, yeah, cause, let's say if he's going as Act, right, what it is supposed to counter. It doesn't really matter what pilot that you put him against. Hila can kill, not Hila, Act can kill Hila. Doesn't really matter what pilot it is on, if it uses the clone, right? And say although the clone uses some move to gain up on Hila, the Hila is gonna die no matter what happens. It can be on the best pilot, unless it's a pilot that can make it turn invisible. Maybe it can survive for a little bit, but the moment it get out of invisibility, then it will just die. So. But if you want to increase the survivability, just honestly put on a support pilot. I have a video on it. I have a video on Hila that can check it out. But hold on, let me find Lila. Alright, so I'll put Lila here for now. So actually, hold on, let me just build one Hila real quick. So the most survivability that I can put on is Hydra, Hydra, Hila, I actually don't even know what is the best. I know yeah, survivability, yeah, emergency break. Honestly, I don't even think. Yeah, survivability Hydra, and let's put on yeah, let's just go pure survivability and put on, you know, the high absorb shell. And let's put on, yeah, and let's put on this one as well. Yeah, let's put on this. Let's put on this one for anti-knockdown for as less CC as possible. Let's say Hydra, right? Hydra is probably the best pilot to be used on Hila because it just works so well on it. It's still At uses its clones, surrounds Hila. Hila gets pounced on by all the things. Yeah, and Hila gets pounced on by all of the clones, and she uses and she uses her last skill to teleport with one of them. But the thing is, all the other clones just go back on Hila and try to kill it. And because it's so many hits, Firm Shield doesn't really work, and plus Hila have, you know, or depending on how they build Hila can also do some great damage, and all those things combined together just can make Hila pop in an instant. And maybe that's why you want, and maybe that's why you need, you know, emergency detach. But again, there is a 9-second cooldown. If you get gain up in that 9 seconds, then you will still die. So don't worry, it's not your problem. It's Hila's problem. So it's Hila's problem. And to be honest, to increase the survivability, that's all you can do. I think that's all you can do. Because, you know, it's unlike UMR where when Ad try to hit UMR teleport all the Ad and anything that takes it away, then it'll be safer. Hila got none of it. Its chassis doesn't really do anything. Even the only thing that protects it is iframe. But the thing is, every other units have iframe, so it isn't really a plus. Therefore, compared to any other units in the game, it is just much less tankier. So, I think, or Devin gets what I'm talking about. The only way to make it survive is to make it not get hit at all. Like make it have this, make it have the aggro, and also make it have more HP. Maybe having more HP like the healing core, and also and the reason why you want to have more HP, not because you want to, you know, more HP means more damage. It's because you don't want it to be targeted by the big mouth pet by the enemy. So you want Hila's HP to be higher than all of your other units' HP. So that's how you do it. But the thing is, it will also conflict with Hydra's. So it's a bit so I don't even think you really need it. Actually, no, never mind. Because you can suck it over your HP limit, so it should be fine. So actually, yeah, you don't need it to be more than Hydra. So I guess you can still go back to, you know, the good old some other ones. But yeah, so this is really the only. I find this surviving much better to have a Diagron instead of 2 armor. But up to you to decide. So I didn't even put, you know, Chalice Advisor, because all I need Hila to do is survive. I don't need it to do any damage. I just want it to survive and nothing else. So that's what I would do. And I might even put on this to make it spend even more iframe. So yeah. But yeah. So I hope this answers your question on how to increase the survivability. Sadly, it just Ad. And if you wonder why people doesn't use Ad anymore, it's because of that. And say if you're going against any team that doesn't have Ad, then it doesn't really. Then Hila will just be a handicap for the whole team, because you will just have that one unit that is just a lot less tankier than anyone else. So, yeah. And plus, it is not even a ranged unit where, you know, it'll stay at a range at a safe distance to shoot at the enemies. Hila is a unit that will go in to melee. Therefore, it is another reason why it's so fragile, because it goes into the. You can't really stop a melee unit to go in, you know, to melee, right? So yeah. But anyway, that should be it for Hila. So let's go into so sorry for the wait. Yeah, the omelet. Yeah, I was just talking about the Hila thing. So however though, if you're talking about PvE though, right? There will be a pet coming out soon that can help with that. Yeah, there will be a pet coming out soon that help with that, and I'll get into that when the pet do come out, and I will be making a video about that. So, alright, so again, disclaimer: don't use this build. This build is just me testing out Lila to see if it works, right? To see if the thing works. So where is it? Where is I think it counts as drones, right? It does count as drones, yeah, it does count as drones. So, I guess I'm gonna put in just this. So I don't know. I don't think it'll work though. Yeah, I don't think it'll work. But let's see. I'll just do more actions. Yeah, more action speed. Actually, no. Yeah, I probably need this as well as yeah, there you go. Luck. And then I'll put on again, don't use this. I'm just memeing right now, so yeah, don't use this. Alright, and now let's fight to it and see what happens. So fun, yeah. Yeah, and I hope that answers your question, yeah. Okay, and it's not your problem. Okay, yeah, it's not your problem. It's Hila's problem. Yeah, it's Hila's problem. Yeah. Come on, use your thing. Let me see. Oh, wait. I think it did it. Hold on. I wish I slow it down. It might have done it, but I don't know yet. Okay, it's using 3. Oh, it's using 3 because I have the because of the extra one out. That's why. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. I guess you can try to do that. That'd be pretty funny though. Yeah. Not bad at all. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That was an insane damage though. Holy crap! Yeah, that was an insane damage. Good. That was fun. That was awesome. Wait, hold on. Now I'm curious. What if I put on? Melee. Mighty boss worth. Also, if I miss any of your questions, please tell me because I think someone was typing a lot at one time. I didn't really read too much on it, so if I miss your question, definitely tell me so I can answer them now. So, or you can tag me in our Discord. Yeah, if I miss any of your questions, might be boss worthy. Potentially, I guess. Potentially, yeah. But I don't know. So, I feel like because your more damage come in small bursts, so I don't know if it will be like more like I don't know if it will be how do you say yes, useful in or compared to other, I'm pretty sure it will do damage, but I don't know compared to other units. Yeah, compared to other units, I don't know if it will be as good. So, but yeah, might be but definitely might be boss worthy. Yeah, definitely might be boss worthy. Where is she? So couldn't find the pilot sometimes. Coming. Compared to the thing is the acid burst is different because I think the acid burst that move does a lot of damage on its own, but the thing is this move like that dimensional ripper doesn't do as much damage as that single shot weapon, I think at least. Yeah. It's like actually I don't know. Yeah, actually I mean that can definitely test it. Yeah, that can definitely test it. That would be interesting. Looks and takes notes. Oh hey, welcome. I did an analyze about it like a while ago. Also, Taylor, don't use this. This is just memeing right now. Yeah, this is memeing right now. If you want, just rewind a little bit. Yeah, just rewind. Oh, it does. Yeah, that's affect it. Yeah, but that is a little mine turned huge. So not bad. Not bad. Yeah, Taylor, just rewind a little bit. Or timestamp to get the in a timestamp. So. But yeah, I think that should be everything about UMR. If I miss anything, I will comment down below, as well as put it in the description. And again, any question, just ask me in our Discord, and I'll be. Oh, okay, yes. So it does. Yeah, that was awesome though. Oh my god. But the chance is just so low. Can you imagine if all of them are big? That'd be pretty amazing. So. Alright, what else? Anything else about UMR? Oh, that's right. Retrofit or open up order. Like what star it is good at? Yeah, like what star would it be good at? What? Okay, so for the first one, so let's say you get it to 5-star, because you get one copy, you get it to 5-star. I'm trying to do what? So yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, take your time. I just try to put and still know UMR. Oh, it's fine. Yeah. Good luck. Okay, so this thing, I personally definitely look out in the future. If you want some other unit in the future, I would suggest you save. But if you like UMR, definitely definitely get it. But just know that Zhonghu might be coming soon, and Zhonghu will be a top tier unit. So, but if you don't like Zhonghu, like me, I don't like Zhonghu's design. I didn't get it, even though it's top tier. So, yeah. Alright. So the thing, I just want to make sure everything, that everyone knows everything. There'll be. I just want people to know that future there'll be a really strong unit, so people doesn't regret that. Oh, they are rolling UMR next. So, just making sure. You got a Zone Cool video on your channel. Zone Cool video. Wait, what's a Zone Cool? Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah. Let me just talk about UMR's star real quick. So, for the star, so after you get it to 5-star, what do you want to do? So after you get it to 5-star, I personally suggest doing chassis first, because chassis is what makes it, or chassis is, how do you say, yeah. How do you say, like, which just upgrade chassis, and you can make it into like a support UMR, as well as just, honestly, just, chassis would be most likely the best, the best one to go, because it is very powerful. Then the second one will be action, because more action for you to activate more of the second chassis, as well as just doing more damage. So, and then is weapon, of course, because weapon, it is not a bad weapon upgrade. A lot of people that's debating if they want 7-star or 8-star. 7-star is enough, with the weapon and with the with the chassis and with the abilities. 8-star will just be better because it also have the weapon. Because that weapon give a 30% damage buff onto your actions. So it just basically your action enchanter. Yeah, your action enchanter, making him more powerful. The back you just said you didn't get. Oh, Zhonghu. Yeah, Zhonghu. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Zhonghu. There you go. Yeah, Zhonghu is based on the time zone, it might be the next one. Yeah, Zhonghu. This guy. I don't like the design, so I didn't get it. But so far, right now, it is the most used mecha right now in PvP and PvE as well. So, and yeah, I do have a video on my channel, Zhonghu. So, let me go on my channel real quick. So you go my channel. I do have a channel right here. There you go. You can have a video on it. I honestly might roll for it when it comes again just for PvE, but yeah. it's a scary mecha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But overall, that should be alright. That should be everything about UMR. If I'm missing anything, yeah, talk about the star order. I talk about how to go against it. I talk about all of its moveset. I talk about how to build it. I guess team setup, right? Team setup. So for the team setup, UMR will probably be best with what does Ian have right now? UMR, Umar. Honestly, UMR will probably be good with 2 Himiko and 1 SGD. Yeah, and 1 Shigeta Dragon. That's probably the best. That's probably the best setup. Yeah, either 2 Himiko, 1 SGD, and 1 UMR, or 2 Himiko, 1 AT and 1 UMR, or 2 SGD, or 1 SGD, 1 Mazin Kaiser, or 1 SGD, 1 Shingeta, or 1 Shingeta Saga, with an AT, or with a Himiko, or with a, honestly that's it. And UMR will be the best right now. I guess you can also squeeze Horace Valkyrie in as well. I guess you can do that as well. So Horace Valkyrie can also be squeezed in one of them. But I think that will be the meta, yeah. Hello, Guido Miss. Hello, welcome. We just finished talking about, how UMR is. We talk about, everything about UMR, basically. Everything about UMR. If you want to know about that, feel free to rewind, so. Alright, so now, that should be pretty, and depending on your build, right? Depending on if you have your support pilot, like if you have your Ashuma on your Himiko or your SGD, if you have them on your SGD, then then you can make UMR as like a more offensive build. But if you don't have, or if you need like a support pilot, or if you need a support holder, then you can put your support pilot on UMR, and that will be fine. What else? Anything else? I feel like I'm missing something. I really feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know. What is it? Yeah, what is it? What am I missing? Aside from this garbage combo. I guess a lot of these moves are similar to, some to themselves. So. Yeah, am I missing something? Alright, hold on. I'm gonna talk about, so if you're still wondering if you want to roll or not, right? So I think I talked about before, like I talked about before, later on we will have Zonku, just absolutely scary mecha right now. And the fusion units, a lot of them, generally, if you were speaking on usage-wise, most of them are more than UMR, of course, because they are new units, and they're more of a brawler. However, if you look at every unit right now that is out in the market, starting from Zonku, and then we got Zulong, and then we got Magenta Justice, we got Leia, this red one, Shadowhunt, Rebellion, Barbatos, Theon, and Shingetters. None of them really take the place of UMR. Yeah, none of them take the place of UMR, because all of them either are brawlers and do a lot of damage, and that's about it. Yeah, honestly, yeah, Zulong does a lot of damage, Magenta just does a lot of damage, this red guy does a lot of damage, Shadowhunt, I think it's a brawler. I don't know much about Shadowhunt, but I don't think it CCs, or at least as well as what UMR does. Rebellion, of course, just damage, pure damage, tank and stuff. Barbatos also just damage, tank and stuff. As well as Theon, I think this one has some CC potential, but I think it's also a brawler based on his chassis. Therefore, no one have taken the place of UMR as a role. So UMR is still the best at its at its job, UMR are still the best. So, which one is better? Lavian or UMR? Usage wise, of course, the live Etain, I think is how to say it. UMR it's a bit unfair to compare them, I guess, because, you know, again, they do vastly different things. You know, that red guy goes in, burns the whole field, doing tons of damage. UMR is, you know, stopping your enemy from moving, basically. So, Rebellion versus Magenta, honestly, they also do kind of different things, I think. Tanking wise, PvP wise, I think Rebellion will still be better. Even in DPS, I think they are not too different in terms of DPS. I guess it depends more on the enemies, I think. Yeah, it depends on more on the enemy. If they are more scared of, you know, normal type attacks, or if they're more scared of melee or range type attacks. Like if the pilots has a lot of shield, then maybe Magenta Justice might not be the best pilot against it. But if the pilots, you know, doesn't have shield, then maybe Magenta Justice will be better on it. So, both of them, honestly, I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I have both of them, but I haven't been using both of them much at all, so it's a bit hard for me to tell. I think so I still think Magenta Justice Magenta does more damage, I think, but I don't know the stats right now, because I've only been using Justice Magenta as a DPS so far, so I've been seeing it doing a lot of damage, and based on what I saw, it seemed to be doing much faster attacks compared to Rebellion. So that's my guess. But I have also seen Rebellion doing more damage than Justice Magenta in screenshots, so I couldn't tell. I'll test it though, and we will see. Yeah, and we will see. Alright, so that's alright. So that's like the future ones, and depending on what you want to roll, UMR might do things. So, you know, if you like a CC unit, just know UMR is still the best. So if you want like a CC unit, then you might as well just get UMR as well. If you like it, if you get it just for the strength or just for getting ace and stuff, don't. It's not that impactful, or not don't, but just I don't suggest you getting it. If you only care about getting ace, or if you only care about your rankings, then I don't suggest you getting it now. Say for Zhonghu, then maybe you can, you know, get UMR. But even then, getting, you know, Zulong might still be a better choice, as well as, you know, just a Magenta and some other units. So, yeah, but if you like UMR, again, like I said like 1,000 times before, if you like the unit, just get it. As long as you like it, yeah. If you like it, because, you know, say I got Zhonghu, right? I'm using him as a toy, or I'm using as a toy. As a tool, but I want a design, man. So yeah, and it doesn't feel good looking at it. I mean, it feels good, but it feels less. It feels better if I have a unit that I like in my hanger. So, alright, so I think that should be everything about UMR. Alright, any more questions? I don't know what I was gonna talk about. So I think I talk about like I'm gonna showcase like Shinken the Dragon Retrophy, I think. So someone was asking about it. So Shinken the Dragon Retrophy, honestly, okay. So I already done a video on it before. So if you go on my channel, I have done a video on it right here. Shinken the Dragon Trophy's gameplay and the boss challenge, as well as if you look at my last live stream, not my last stream, but the live stream before, the birthday live stream, I talked about it in depth, or my first impression of it in this live stream. So if you're interested in Shinken the Dragon or Shinken the Dragon's new trophy, definitely definitely take a look at that. It's actually doing really well. That's a video. 2.4k views. So very nice, very nice. And thank you so much, Jen. Thanks so much. Oh, and of course, new skins coming out in for the new collab or for the new collab rerun. I love this. Yeah, I pretty love it. Hold on, let me see. Oh. Yeah, and everyone pretty much got a new skin for the for the Mazin Kaiser or for Mazinger and Mazin Kaiser stories. So not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. What else? Anything else? Benkei. Shit, let me just give him some drink. Alright, what else? Is there anything else that I haven't talked about? I really want to talk about things, but I really feel like I'm missing something. So again, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask. And if you guys want to, cause I already talked about, so if you guys want to know more about UMR, just rewind the stream about like an hour or so. It should be the time where I talk about everything about it. In the beginning, I talked about how the unit works, and in the middle, I talk about how to build it, as well as how to counter it, and then and after that, just some trivia like how to start it, how to counter it, how to and stuff like that. Oh, actually, there's some history about UMR. So UMR, the UMR that we got are actually the buffed versions. Because back then UMR wasn't that great. Yeah, as I talked about when I was talking about its grab before, its counter grab wasn't a force grab before, so it can get screwed in PvP. But now it's a force grab, so it's all good. So. When would first awaken come in EN? So again, staff have talked about it before, where awaken will come sometimes after, or will come sometime after Phoenicia. However, staff have also said that every other servers who have rolled out awaken tell EN to hold their horses, to tell them to stop, don't do it. It's a bad idea to release awaken pilots now. Because some reason. I don't know what's the reason, but yeah. But the thing is, if you really look at awaken's skills and their impact, awaken pilots are something else. They are scary. They are, yeah. They can, like. But Ender asked about how to make Hila better, right? Honestly, yeah, just put on awaken pilots. Awaken pilots, way too OP. Yeah, way too OP. I actually had like a prediction why the awaken pilot is not out yet. For example, right? If awaken pilot is out okay, so awaken pilot was already out when like Raceburger was a thing in EM or in NC. And in JP, and what happened was Raceburger was just one-shotting everything, because their skill just fits so well with Raceburger that, yeah, Raceburger is just one-shotting everything in the battlefield. Hila is not gonna survive against that, and because Hila is not surviving against that, Raceburger just one-shotting anything in its way. Eventually Ad will come back and stuff like that. And that was my prediction on why, that Wiccan is not in EN yet. And now staff has said that the staff from other servers tell them to wait. Therefore, yeah, it's probably just too OP, yeah. Too OP. And I have already done some video on it, so if you go down here, right? If you go down my channel, if you go down to Awakened Pilot, I have done videos on them, especially on stream. So if you want to check them out, you guys also can. On the stream, I go in depth on the units. So yeah, that would definitely be good. Alright, so now, is there anything else? That's why you're watching. Wow, thank you guys all so much for watching, man. And again, if I missed any of your questions, or if you're watching this later in the future, you can always ask me a question in the comments in the comments, or in our Discord by tagging me. And if I didn't answer, or if I didn't answer, just ask again. Just constantly ask until I answer. Yeah, just keep on asking me until I answer. Because a lot of times I'm too busy and I couldn't do it. I will just answer them. If you ask enough, I'll answer it. Yeah. if you spam me like enough, I'll eventually answer it. So, and what else? But yeah, so finally now the third Drifter Mecha is finally here. Will there be more in the future? I don't know. Based on load, there's only 3, right? But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Naraku. I know how I didn't actually do a video on Naraku because I don't know anything about it. And plus it's a farmable mecha. Poor Naraku. You has approved to harass him, yeah. When do you think Zenshin will come out? Chinese New Year, probably? Because that's when, that's usually when Zen come out. So, that's actually in about like a few weeks or a month. So, that's a bit scary to think about. Yeah, so probably in a few weeks or another 2 months, 1 or 2 months or so. I forgot when Chinese New Year was. But yeah, Zenshin will probably come out from there. I am excited to see how it works though, because it probably is the hardest one, because it would suck if it had any non-force grab. It would suck so bad. Because again, any unit that doesn't have a force grab is garbage in PvP. Well, yeah, honestly, yeah, any unit that doesn't have a force grab is garbage in PvP. That's why there's not many. That's why all the free-to-play units have the non-force grab, such as Bailey Legend. Now, yeah, Bailey Legend have a non-force grab now, and it'll just knock himself down in PvP. In PvE as well, in some degrees, honestly. So, well, I kind of over-exaggerated a bit. It's still good, but it's just there are chance that it will knock himself down. So yeah, so just a thing. And I'm just said it's either gonna be cause like I'm imagining someone running like 4 Zen Shenu, and then it just not making the enemy move because it's just force grabbing them over and over and over. Oh my god, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. And I wonder, right? Will the grab be similar to Solar Aquarian, right? Where it will ignore iframe, it will ignore invincibility, it will ignore that isn't that. Would it be that? Because if it's not that, it might not be too good. Because when you try to attempt to grab they might counter, they might do actions to be in iframe. So that's we'll see. Or maybe they'll just go all melee and no grabs. But at that point, it's not Shunwu anymore because Shunwu is known for it to be grabbing a lot. So yeah. Anything else? Is there any new part in Ian? No, yeah, the same old stuff. Is there any new pilots in Ian? I know Ian got some new pilots, right? Yeah, just Felicia. Felicia is a good support pilot. I didn't use her at all. So if you guys do want like the expression of it, or like an explanation of it, then I will try my best in another live stream or in a video or something. But for now, yeah. But I know that she's a very, very strong support and debuff pilot, and it's a replacement for Ashuma if you don't have Ashuma. So also, why does every skill need to look like a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh card, man? So anything else? Skins, power up. So well, you know what? I just hope you guys. Oh, also, there was some confusion about the ticket. So, how it says from January 5th to January 12th. I think this is I'm not sure if I'm reading this right, but it looks like it is ending on January 12th. But the thing is, like all of the banner units will be here for at least a month. So don't worry about it being gone for this thing. But you just have to know that your tickets, here. I think this one will only work on banner 1. This is banner 1. So say if this get moved to another banner, right? Then you will not be able to use the tickets on UMR anymore. It'll be whatever, in the new banner. So what I suggest you do is check. So if you want UMR, you can definitely do it now. But if you want something else, if you want Zulong, or if you want some other unit that may be coming soon, you can save it and wait until like the last 2 days. Like for example, just wait 2 days until January 10th to see if there's any announcement in their Twitters seeing like, oh, what is the next unit? Who will replace UMR at banner 1? If it's like something that you like, then you can if something that you like, then they can save it. If it's something that you don't like, then you can just roll for UMR. So that's the thing about ticket. There's a lot of confusion about. I see so many questions about that. So just the thing. I'm just gonna roll for UMR because, because I don't. And I got 2 UMR. What the heck, streamers? Look. All right. Well, I guess the game is telling me to put Ian. I guess. Hold on. This is a real face about hold on. What the heck? You know what? While we add it, I'm gonna go into my my test account because I'm gonna use it anyway, right? So, well, wow. I think I did not expect that. I thought I was gonna get 4. Why did I always get them? Oh my god. Because I don't really use, I don't really play, I don't really, use Ian, right? Except for the things. And then now I get it there, so, there you go, yeah, get it. And remember, make sure to click the, make sure to click the, make sure to click the main palette to get the gifts, so. Aren't you going, yeah. Already missed a thing, so. But yeah, I wish, I wish I can give you these 2, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I wish I can give you, I wish I can give you those 2 of my, my UMRs. That sucks, yeah. Okay, so I think I might be near pity, because, so one might be pity, and the other one might just be getting it via 10 roll. Because I've been rolling, I've been doing the daily rolls, and yeah. I think, I think that'll be good, yeah. I think, oh, Jesus Christ. Estimate Kaiser. What the? That is Testament Kaiser. What is this? They have a cool name, yeah. Yeah, not feel pretty bad, cause I really wish I can give you, the omelet. I really wish I can give you, those two UMRs, cause I'm probably not using it too much yet. I mean, if you want my account, of course, then also take it too, cause recently something have happened that made me, doing less stuff about Iron Saga. Jesus Christ. That's actually my only 2 PYs. I actually have nothing else. Yeah, I only have 1 Tenshu, 1 Solar Korean, 1 Ushan, and 2 UMR. That's it. I don't have anything, or I don't have any other one that is from banner. I mean, Bernhard is, and that's it. I mean, unless you count like Artemis, I don't know. But yeah. Oh yeah, I mean Gurren Lagann as well. 1 Gurren Lagann. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 banner units. I don't have 6 banner units, and all of them only have 1 copy except for. No, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 banner units. all of them. I only have one copy except for UMR. Not the first time. Okay. Oof. You got this. You got this. You got this. Yeah, you got this. Alright, hold on. Let me go back into chat just to make sure I answered every single questions. I don't even think I can go to the chat that much. But yeah, let me just read everything, here. This video good PvP, any vouchers, 30 morning, anything else? Why you saying, yeah. Whole grains, we're streaming this hour and whatever. How do you get Ultraman? Ultraman Ian. Whatever have answered a lot. I'm sure to good PvP. Pretty trophy isn't very good, but you're at 77 pretty cool. That's really nice. That's really nice, Kate. That's really nice. I love what FIFA stuck in chapter 30, so I don't think I get my last copy of any more ways to get them into good. I got 0 RNG. I might try to max out my UMR. I'm still waiting for trophy. Oh, and so K, if you're still here, or not K, right? So Mark, if you're still here, right? You can always try to do as much PvP as possible. Because the more that you level up your prestige, the more daily gems that you can get. So if you can stock up on those gems, you can save up for a lot of gems for when you get, for when you do get the 42 rule, I guess. And also, you don't need to win, or you don't need to get a high score. You don't need to get a high rank. All you need to do is just play. Yeah, just preferably just fight someone under you, like fight a 2 other person under you, and just win. As soon as you win, you get more prestigious, I think. And the more prestigious that you get, the more rank that you get, and eventually you will get more gems. So, should I be getting maximum my root trail? Should I use Solar Wing for Grace? Mark. Okay, so Mark. Yes. So the answer is, I suggest save it. Yeah, save your Solar Wing. I don't suggest, because the thing is, one Grace wouldn't make too much of a difference. I think just save it until you get one unit that you really like. So definitely save it. Yeah, definitely save it. But again, it's up to you. But I suggest saving it just in case if you want something in the future. So yeah, and there are some really good units that are good in 4-star, so that might be better. Grace is not the best at 5-star compared to some other units. So. I got one Axe Minor Hardham, and one add is still quite meta. If there's no counter, I started playing right when the class started. Oh, that's nice. Imagine you have to trade your best unit accidentally. I want to get one euro for this perfect. Yeah, honestly, that should be the main reason why people get why people get mechs, because coolness is forever, right? Because since every unit in this game will be outdated at some point. There's no unit in this game that just a sad truth, where unit will eventually get outdated. One day Himiko will become garbage, UMR will become garbage, like anything that is good might become garbage. So yeah, there's So I really suggest getting units for aesthetic reasons and not for strength reasons. So I don't like either. Yeah, no, yeah. Guys, streamers, never try. Yeah, a no for me. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, whatever incident. I have gone SG. I have so much close combat unit so far. I know, right? Case. Alright, now I think I already got everything covered. Yeah, trophy Shingida versus Oh, trophy Shingida Dragon. Shingida Dragon will be Shingida, yeah, there you go, yeah, whatever, or thank you whatever for answering all my questions, because I was busy talking about something that at a time. But sometimes it just immediately DK what? SGD doesn't need to dodge since they can take everything. Couldn't thank Himiko. Honestly, it might just be bad luck. yeah, SGI frame lasts longer than its chassis, making it killables. Jesus Christ. You gotta miss my team cope. Feels like UMR got a wrong time. Honestly, I don't think UMR come on the wrong time to be honest. Cause actually I don't know, yeah. The thing I already talked about before, you know, UMR is still the best at its job, so yeah. Right after SGD, not much people will have diamonds and tickets left. Why whatever. Yeah, hopefully we can come to the end. So last year we use take a minute SGD. Crash OB team. Just tested my routine against not nice areas for the most time. Well, that's nice. Any future max, maybe I'm using, yeah. And yeah, I'll talk about it. For the new units in NC, I don't think much will be great at 5 stars. So one way I can win it. Alright, yeah. Now I think I should, and nothing. I already cover everything. Alright, so no more questions. If there's no more questions, I will call it a day. And yeah, but I just thank you all so much for coming, man. Yeah, and I'll try to do more Iron Saga content soon. Recently, I just not feeling too up because something happened in the Iron Saga community that I might make a video for, and I'm probably gonna make something about it. So, depends. Depends on how the staff responds, but yeah. Just know that the reason why I haven't been making videos because something has been bothering me in the Iron Saga community. So, other than that, should be all good. Anything else? Okay, yeah. If you're watching this later, just hit me up. Yeah. Maybe ask me any questions in Discord or the comments, and I will. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and of course, feel free to share this share this with people who might be interested, because I know a lot of people have questions about UMR. So, what else? Yeah, project because I really don't know what to talk about. Yeah, and if you want to rewatch this stream, I'll timestamp everything probably about 5 minutes or maybe not, because I'm a bit tired. So sometime after the stream, I'll have the timestamp up so you guys can rewind it wherever you guys want. And of course, you guys can also share to people and tell them that there's timestamp for you to skip to the places that you guys want. So. Alright, but anyway, thank you all so much for coming, and see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.